What's gross?
This one's gross. That's what's gross.
Ew. You? What do you mean you?
Stick your. It's good.
I made it to a heart.
Yep.
You pretty
Wiggle
much
your
have
fingers.
to get,
Yeah, like this. Look it.
you have to get pretty far up in there.
Just go like.
Hello friends, hi, welcome back to the channel. We have both of us today. Anyway, so today's video is going to be a vlog style. We have a lot to do around the homestead today. A lot of putzing kind of, so we're going to go ahead and flip the camera on and just show you what we're up to today. First thing on the agenda is muck out. So my husband's actually going to muck it out for me, and he's going to put it into the garden beds so that we can transplant our seedlings into the garden beds. But we're going to put that in the bottom of the beds, and then I'll top it with some soil and some mushroom compost. Meanwhile, well, two babies. Hi guys. Hi. So, our seedlings have been sitting out on the front deck, and they're starting to look sad. They definitely need to be planted into the ground. So, we're definitely going to, oh, the peas are growing to everything else. Oh, can I do this with one hand? Aha, where there's a will, there's a way. Yeah, these peas are getting out of hands. We definitely bought our starts this year. Usually I don't. Usually we do all of our own starts. Peas we always do directly in the ground because, I mean, peas are a very easy one to start. Same with celery. But this year with moving, we just didn't think I had the energy to do it. So we just bought them. Okay, so the first bit, I'm just gonna go get my rake actually. Got my rake, but let's take a quick pause. So, or I can throw my rake, that's cool too. So we moved in the winter. We moved the end of December. I mean the end of November, beginning of December, and so here in Southern Ontario it's cold. And these four big plants that we had, my alocasias, and then this beautiful Kathleen plant. They're outdoor plants, but when we moved, we didn't have anywhere to put them inside right away. So my mother-in-law actually has an indoor pool, and it's like a greenhouse in the winter. It's crazy. So she actually stored these for us over the winter. She just dropped them off today. So we'll have to get these bad boys put up on the front deck once we get all the, you know, seedlings off. But like, we got lots of new growth. They like thrived in their greenhouse, pool house over the winter. Okay, now we got the rake. Let's get back to work. not my go-to. I prefer topsoil with some mushroom compost in it, but we just don't have time to get to the nursery to load the truck up with it. This was an easier option for us right now, but what I am going to do with it, because it doesn't have a lot of nutrients in it, we're going to go ahead and we're going to add mushroom compost into it to help the soil. Okay, so progress. These 2 beds are done, ready to have plants put in them. Yeah, so we got mushroom compost, we got some soil, we got the bedding. So let me just quickly explain why and what. So this is the goat and the chicken bedding inside the shelter. So as you can see, there's like manure on it and some urine. But you know what, this stuff will be great. We don't have our new composter set up just yet, so I don't have anywhere to put the clean bedding, and we don't own the field next to us anymore. So at our old farm, our old homestead, the field next door attached to us was my grandfather's, so we were allowed to dump it in there, and then he would work it in the ground. But anyway, so this will be good as a filler in the bin, so you don't need as much soil, and it will also decompose. It will be great for the soil too. Actually, this stuff is really good to put in the bottom or to put if you grow blueberries. That's really good for that. But anyway, so we got 2 beds ready to plant. I just got to establish which tray of items is going into which one and get these 2 done. I have 1 bag of soil left, and I don't think that's going to be enough for that. So I might have to convince my husband to run to the store. But that's upsetting because we actually just got home from town. We just totally took a break and went and had lunch. Still work to be done.
No, I can't wait.
I'm gonna take a quick break because we just stepped out. The camera battery died. It was lunchtime, we were hungry. So, oop, Arlo, call Arlo. So we stopped we went, had some lunch. Hold him! I'm going to the road for a minute. So we went into town, had some lunch. My mother-in-law took the kids, so we're kid-free right now. So we went and had a nice little, day date, had some lunch. And as we're driving back down our road, we seen a bunch of asparagus in the ditch. So where we live here in Southern Ontario, asparagus grows in our ditches like crazy. It's actually insane. There's an asparagus farm actually like 40 minutes from us, but it is very common in our ditches. We have picked it for years in ditches. Everyone does it here. It's a normal thing. Our last homestead, it was all in our ditches, plus we had an asparagus patch. And now at the new homestead, we just planted our asparagus patch, but we gotta wait a couple years before we can dig that up, or cut that, sorry. But the new property, check my road. Our new property in the ditch, I didn't see any the other day, and I was so devastated because it's so common here on all these back roads. And we were just driving down the road and I just seen so much of it. So I'm like, I'm gonna quickly, when we get home, run out and check our ditch in front of our house and see what it's like. So far, I'm disappointed. Not seeing it. So it must be just the other half of our road. Because I legit stopped the car to look. My husband was like, what are you talking about? And then he seen it too. There's so much of it on the other end of the road. But but this stretch in front of our house doesn't look like we got it here. And I think it might look strange if I park in somebody's driveway down the road. Just to cut some asparagus. Okay, so thinking this tray. I think we'll put peas in this one. So this bed already got done. And this one is our permanent one. So this is our asparagus. I don't know if you can see that. Hang on. So the asparagus roots were planted. Okay, got 2 out of 3 done. Okay, so this is what I did. So this bed, we have our peas, and then on the other side we have our celery. Now, my very makeshift trellis situation, string, my husband's still napping on the hammock, but he'll probably change this, but I just used some garden stakes that we had and some string. We'll see. I don't know. It might stay. And then in this bed, we got tomatoes, some peppers, and cucamelons. So we have different varieties of tomatoes going all the way up to here. And then after the tomatoes, have 4 jalapeno pepper plants. My husband works in produce, so I get bell peppers, so I don't really find the need to grow them. We do grow them sometimes, but this year, because we're tight on space, really not going to worry about it since I know I can get them. And then I have a specialty tomato plant that was grown here. It's a blueberry tomato plant, I believe. It looked really cool in pictures, so we're going to see how that goes. This guy right here, it needs to be trellised because, like, he's already starting to get a little baby. So, oh, there's that little cucamelon starting. Okay, so this one's a cucamelon. These things are awesome. If you don't know what they are, Google it. They're so freaking cute. We've grown them in a couple times in the past. So, one of the greenhouses that I went to, they actually grow these locally in their greenhouse. So I grabbed one from them. So I got to figure out how I'm going to trellis that, because that bad boy cannot do that, or it's just going to be all over my walkway, and I don't really want that. So 2 beds done. 3rd one, I only have 1 bag, so I don't think it's enough. But looking over here, I think these are all just herbs, which I didn't really want to put them in that bed anyway. So essentially what that means is that now I need to find a permanent home for herbs. So I also have on the ground a couple chive plants. We're gonna actually put these, I'll flip this camera around and show you. Okay, hopefully the wind's not bad and you can hear me. So this is behind our little shed, and I have 2 elderberry bushes there. And then these are sedum autumn joy plants. I'll put a picture up here for you to see what they look like when they're fully done. But anyway, I'm thinking of digging these all up. These were at the property when we bought. Think about digging these all up and then putting chives here. And I think that might be a good idea because chives will grow and they will spread and we can split them. So having them here might be a good idea for us. So I think that's all going to be for this video. The wind's starting to pick up and it's really hard to hear on camera when the wind picks up on our property because as you can see, we're in open space. Not a lot of tree lines blocking us, so it gets really windy and really hard to hear on camera. So I think we're gonna end it here for today. But I'm pretty happy that I got these 2 beds done. That was sitting on our to-do list for a while now, since before Mother's Day. And now it's the long weekend, Victoria Day weekend. So glad I got those done because those plants won't look sad anymore on my front deck. So I will figure out how to do these herbs. I'm trying to think of where I wanted to put like an herb garden by itself. Like I kind of want it over here, but I don't have the beds for it yet. So I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do temporarily, but that'll be another video, friends. So thank you for watching this video. Go ahead and like the video. And if you're interested in our content or you're just nosy and you wanna see what we are up to on our 1 acre here in Southern Ontario, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, friends. And until next time, bye.